in the ocean. Walking with the ancient days cause I'm chosen. Got me walking on water. Got me floating, got me walking with Yocef. I ain't joking, I ain't joking. Rebuking all the ways when I step up in the ocean. The ancient of days cause I'm chosen. Got me walking on water. Got me floating, got me walking with Yocef. I ain't joking, I ain't joking. Rebuking all the ways when I step up in the ocean. Walking with the ancient days cause I'm chosen. Got me walking on water. Got me floating, got me walking with Yocef. I ain't joking, I ain't joking. Rebuking all the ways when I step up in the ocean. They ancient of days cause I'm chosen. Yeah, I'm chosen, so I'm walking on water. Gotta have faith cause it'll take you farther. Man, don't bother if you got little faith, oh little faith. When my father said that I holler. Got me walking like a child in his truth, like a toddler. Yeah, that rock on my side, oh yeah, that's my father. Planted 10 toes down, but I gotta go harder. I made it up in his truth, just like a Sharpie mark. The wicked time done, but I guess they had no sticking fire from the lip. But it came out sapphire blue. Yeah, we Hebrew nation builders, so we gotta stay true. So if you rock with me, then I am rocking with you. Hustle time watching, so I told him what to do. Blessings thrown up in the shop, I ain't got nothing to lose. So tell me why you tempting the right, tempting the crew. Get from round here, cause my Abba didn't raise no fool. So sit back and relax, till the devil fall back, and just turn up the track. Like this and like that. Real blue, got the fringes, got the garment, got the hat. I keep the Jesus hanging low, with the shoes to match. Real kings, real priests, say what up, give him that. I give you honors where you at. Let me kneel to the king. You the head, you the hat. Got me dancing like David when we bring the ark back. Keep the camp clean, yeah, cause my Abba like that. Turn the fathers to the sons, and the sons are turning back. Let's turn up the truth, cause we on the right track. I know you can't help but just move, because the Ruach is back. That's why that funky beat make you just move. Don't know water. Party, now watch me groove. So Hebrew slide with your eye, and you're a Coty too. Cause when the righteous get together, you know what we know what we do. Walking on water, got me floating, got me walking with Yocef. I ain't joking, I ain't joking. You can know the ways when I step up in the ocean. Walking with the ancient days cause I'm chosen. Got me walking on water. Got me floating, got me walking with Yocef. I ain't joking, I ain't joking. Rebuking all the ways when I step up in the ocean. The ancient of days cause I'm chosen. Got me floating, I ain't joking, I ain't joking. Rebuking all the ways, walking with the ancient days. Got me walking on water. Got me floating. You ain't joking, I ain't joking. Rebuking all the ways, serving they ancient of days cause ancient of days. Talking about us, yeah, we get reckless. We call it righty, cause the way we be stepping. Be stopping for the family. You talking down, we'll pull up and say, homie, where you from? Right next to Texas. I'm from the OKC, but Jerusalem on my necklace. I got royal blood, so we different like some checks mix. Hey, Ox, say what up? Hey, my brother, stay prayed up. Stay prayed up. 12 Israelites, yeah, we family. Yeah, we family. Stay lifting up our brothers in our black. We done taking all the drugs and the vaccine. Tired taking all that poison, all that dopamine. All that dopamine. If you don't like me cause my hair didn't say that then. We ain't dreadful. You just don't like me cause I'm melanin. But I'm sorry, not sorry for my black skin. Hey, homie, wait right there. Where you hey, homie, where you from? If you from the east side, throw your hands up. If you from the west side, throw your hands up. If you from the south side, throw your hands up. If you from the north, throw your hands up. If you from the east side, throw your hands up. If you from the west side, throw your hands up. If you from the south side, throw your hands up. If you from the north, throw your hands up, bro. South, east side.
Check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Check. 1, 2, 3. Check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Check. 1, 2, 3. All right, can everybody hear and see me? Can I be heard? If you can hear me, say con. All right. It looks like everybody can hear me. All right, shalom. Let me do my shalom. Shalom, Okoti Uriel. Shalom, Lavana. Shalom, Gabira. Shalom. Shalom, Yehuda. Shalom, Ivan. Shalom, Kun Rakam. Shalom, Nay. Shalom, Sonia. Let's see here. Where we at? Padrag. Shalom. Shamika. Shalom. Yehukanan. Shalom. Uriah. Shalom. Awaken Now. Shalom. Ella. Gadola Yakana. Shalom. Noel. Shalom. Shakar. Shalom. Jeremiah. Shalom. Amar Shalom, Adrian Shalom, Kindred Shalom, Shimshon Shalom, Gird Up Nation Shalom, Yasa'al Shalom, Veronica Shalom, Naama Shalom, Nisiyah Shalom, Amaya Shalom, Miriam Shalom, Uriah Shalom, Shamika, Shalom, Elisheba Shalom, Rachel Shalom, Okoti Eliyah Shalom, Mike Shalom, Yahuwah Child Shalom, Hadassah Shalom, King and Queen Shalom, Takaya Shalom, Yakuba Shalom, Miriam Shalom, Brenda Shalom, Matthew Shalom, Somebody Shalom, Adi Shalom, Mishma Shalom, Okoti Eliyah Shiva Shalom, Mildred Shalom, Sharonda Shalom, Mori Tekoa Shalom, Shimshon Shalom. That's everybody. Cliff Shalom, Mushal Sarayahu Shalom, Child of the Most High Shalom, Mikey Shalom, Isla, Hava, Leslie, Tiffany. Shalom. Praise Yahushua. We got everybody on here. Shalom again to all on this Boker. Yerushalayim. Hope everybody having a through top of the morning, top of the Boker. Overall, hope everybody been well. Told our for because I know it's been a few shows I ain't been able to be on, so I had people fill in and told out for everybody being engaged with the other Mushalim that brought the word, a reflection, understanding those times that they took over for me. Praise Yahushua. As you can see, if you can, go out and get the album, Selah album, Ride With Me. from OKC, one of the young men from OKC, put an album out called, his name is Selah, and it's called Ride With Me. Man, go get it. It's a West Coast vibe. If you like West Coast music, it'll remind you of the West Coast Bay Area type feel. Man, go check it out. It's on all major platforms. We always support artists that bring music off, bring music out. We ask you to go support it. And it's on all major platforms. Don't just listen to the YouTube link, but support it by purchasing it and helping with streams too. So I hope some of y'all already have it. If you don't, because we need more truth music out, and we got continual truth music coming. So praise Yahushua for that. How everybody doing? Everybody doing all right? Praise Yahushua for that. Hallelujah. Well, we can continue on in the Sirach series. Anybody got any you know, any pressing thing that they desire for me to maybe talk about before I go to the Sirach? I just feel like I can open it up. Now, if it's something I don't feel like talking about, I just won't end up going into it if it's too much that I got to go get all kind of studies out. Because these things is really for encouragement, not necessarily a teaching breakdown from my perspective. So if it's any thing on your mind, I'd be open to speaking on it. If not, we'll just go back to Sirach. I'll give y'all a minute. Yeah, I do have a lesson on dreams and activities in dreams. I think you just go. It's on the YouTube channel. Should be one of these. Um, one of these Yom Rishon on a Sunday morning calls, and it's about. It should say something about dreams, understanding dreams and visions. And I pretty much I did a third teaching on that. Hmm. The question is how to trust someone that has hurt you. That's a major question. That's a major question. How to trust someone that has hurt you by brother. I think that's a brother named Brother Mario. I don't know if that's a Mario in Augusta or I know a few Marios. So I don't know if that is Yahoo or not. But anyway, how to trust someone that has hurt you. Hold on, let me go to this scripture. And I began to expound on that. That's a third question. Hold on 1 second. Trying to grab these scriptures real quick. All of us deal with hurt, and it's a lot of things to that to understand. And how you should internalize these things. Okay, let's go to real quick. Let's go to Psalms 55. Psalms 55. The question is how to trust someone that has hurt you. Psalms 55, it reads verse 1. Give ear to my prayer, O Lord, and hide not thy face from my supplication. Attend unto me, and hear me. I mourn in my complaint, and make noise. Because of the voice of an enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked. For they cast iniquity upon me, and wrath they hate me. My heart is sore, pain within, for the terrors of death are fallen upon me. Fearfulness and trembling are come upon me, and horror hath overwhelmed me. And I said, oh, that I had wings like a dove, for then I would fly away and be at rest. But lo, then would I wander far off and remain in the wilderness. I would have hastened my escape from the windy storm and the tempest. Destroy, O Yahuwah, and divide their tongues, for I have seen violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go about upon the walls, and mischief and sorrow in the midst of them. Wickedness is in the midst of deceit and guile depart from thy streets. All right, this is the part where I'm at, verse 12. For there was not an enemy that reproached me, then I could abhor it. Neither was it he that hated me, that did magnify himself against me. Then I would hid myself from him. But it was thou, a man of my equal, my guide, my acquaintance. We took sweet counsel together, and walked into the house of the Lord in company. Let death seize upon them, and let them go down quick into hell, for wickedness is in their dwellings and among them. As for me, I will call upon the name of the Lord, and Yahuwah will save me. Even in the morning and at noon will I pray and cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice. He had delivered my soul in peace from the battle that was against me. For there was many with me, and you should hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old. So we see that right here, even the writer is speaking on those that actually that was close to him that did the wounding, right? And it's worse when it's somebody that's close to you, because people that you don't really trust can't really hurt you because you don't allow them to enter into your house. And what I mean by a house, enter into your heart, a place to get close enough to hurt you. Now, let's read a couple of more scriptures, because let me show real quick what it feels like. All right, Proverbs 18:14. It says, the spirit of a man will sustain him in his infirmity, but a wounded spirit who can bear? Proverbs 15:13. A merry heart maketh cheerful countenance, but a sorrow of the heart, the spirit is broken. By sorrow of the heart, the spirit is broken. Proverbs 17:22. A joyful heart is like good medicine, but a broken spirit dries up the bones. Proverbs 4:23. Keep thy heart with all diligence, because out of thy heart comes the issues of life. When you look at the word wound, to suffer a wound is to deal with somebody directly that's close to you, piercing you. It's like they jabbing you with a shank or a spear or a knife. And the worst hurt is what you can't see coming. And when you look that word wound up, it's the Hebrew word nakah, and it means heartache, grief, misery. All of these things exemplify being shattered. And it depends on the intensity of what happened and the loss of trust because of the loss of value. Value is an extremely important concept, because value equals your worth. Rather, if it's self-worth or your difference. And sometimes we allow people to get close to us based on that person being a person of value to us. Now, there's a lot with that, because there's a lot of the concepts. What you have to understand is, you got to understand this. Number one, us as a people, the scripture in Ecclesiastes, I think that's chapter 7 says that oppression makes a wise man go mad. And you look at that mad, it's in a sense of exemplifying that makes a wise man lose conscience, lose his ability to really reason, because he's in forever survival mode. And that survival mode becomes a lifestyle of reality based off habitual actions that influences even as far as in his DNA. through what we know today as epigenetics. This survival mentality can be passed down as normality or social norms in your descendancy. And it can continue on from generation to generation to generation. When you take us as a people, we are all in survival mode. We have all had within our genetics, based off of what our oppressors put in us, the ability to not trust each other, to betray each other, and to show allegiance outside of ourselves as a culture. We, every other nationality, us, always taught allegiance to themselves first. Throughout generation, because of our captivity and because of the mindset that we established, our first dependency is upon who gives us more of the ability to have a type of freedom. And whoever controls us is who, from an epigenetics perspective, is who we'll give our allegiance to, because they give us a type and a level of freedom. If you are equal, then I won't give you that same type of respect, because you can't give me autonomy. I'm getting to a point. So because of the oppression, it's like you can put us in laboratories and study our habits with each other, and you will see we have made it habits to pierce each other. There has become life to distrust each other, to be envious of each other, and to have one up on each other, in which we can hurt each other without having a sense of loyalty of what we're doing to the national group. So hurting for an advantage, hurting for a type of freedom, hurting for a type of liberty, hurting for a type of I got one up on you, hurting because of competitiveness becomes a normality. I want you to understand that first so you can learn how to discipline your disappointments. Because sometimes it's not about somebody hurting you, but it's just about how intense you make the hurt through what you decide to hold on to. And sometimes we feel justified in holding on to this pain because in some way it punishes the offender. And if we have been done wrong a lot, say it's a husband and wife, it's a type of justification to hold it in hopes that you'll keep it in the memory of the offender so they won't just move on as if they didn't do nothing. But that holding on and the intensity of it destroys life in you. something begins to die because that's anger. And this was why Yahuwah told us not to let the sun go down on our anger, because anger can turn into unforgiveness, and unforgiveness can turn into resentment. Resentment is nothing more than anger just being resent and recycling. It's like a constant cycle of resent anger, and the more you see this person, the more you're around this person, that anger just begins to be resent, and it begins to infuse that what you're holding on to, and that turns to bitterness. And that bitterness always turns into murder. But more time than often, we want to murder the offender, when in terms we are committing suicide. We killing ourselves. So what am I saying? We have to this is what we got to get out our mind. Because no other people have been studied, experimented on, destroyed. It's been placed in us to hate each other. And that has been fueled. So we cannot take a mindset that our relationship should be perfect, because we are behind the 8 ball when it comes to understanding how to be relatable to each other, how to be in relationships. And then we have all of these different aspects of division that divides us based off belief system, because we don't have one belief based on our nationality like other nations. Everything about us is to divide us and not show loyalty because of our cultural norm or because of the allure of the culture. This is why Yahusha gave the model of the Beatitudes and how to deal with your brother. That's why he was saying, if your brother steal a cloak, steal something from you, give him your cloak also. If you slap you on the right, slap you on the cheek, turn the other cheek. Because, and what he's trying to show you is how to get out of survival mode and start conquering, because you got a bigger war that's going on. And if you can keep in your mind, and I know this is a lot, but I gotta say all this. If you can keep in your mind where the war really is, then you know how to place when you're wounded, and you know how to approach it, and you know how to give it time with the goal of healing. But remember, healing and forgiveness cannot come without boundaries. A lot of times we take a Christian mentality that we're just supposed to forgive, and it's not natural. Our flesh don't have the capacity to do that. That's why our spirit has to take over. But there must be healing, and forgiveness cannot come without boundaries. Because you teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. So by me being quiet, by me not saying nothing, I'm teaching you what's okay. And before you know it, it'll go from level to level. especially when a person knows that they can dominate. You teach a person that you can be dominated by wanting to keep the peace all the time. But remember, shalom can't come without first war. And I'm not saying be war-minded with your brother, with your sister, or your wife, but there must be a confrontation. Con means with, front means almost like face to face, in front of. So to confront somebody is to come together face to face, and adding another word, to reason. I'm facing you about what happened. I'm not allowing that to move on, because at the end of the day, if I desire the relationship continue, if you're valuable first though, if you're valuable to me and I'm valuable to you, then I desire to continue the relationship. The problem is we have not allowed people to prove their value to us, or us to build a track record of being valuable. That means being worth something. That means that by being a friend of me, I elevate your life. You elevate my life. We know each other's worth to where we are and what a season that we are in. The problem that we do, we 100% trust people without people showing that they're trustworthy. Then we look crazy when they hurt us, but they never showed us that they was that trustworthy person. They never showed you faithfulness. You just had a mind of unity with no boundaries and no parameters. And people gonna be who they are. And you can check people's track record, and I understand why jobs do background checks to see what is this person's history, because I got the interest of my business in mind. So what value did this person bring to me? Oh, the background check shows what I can possibly expect. What can I possibly expect? You need to do that with yourself first. By being in a relationship with me, and if I look at all my past relationships, what is my patterns? Because you are your patterns, you are your habits. You're not who you desire to be. You're not that representative. You're not that image. And a lot of us, we're more sold on our image rather than who we really are. And that's a tragedy though. When people has convinced their soul, or convinced to the core of their being, that they are their image. They don't like to see the shame and the guilt of who they really are based on their patterns. And they will fight you and expose you to the core because you did something to expose themselves rather than their image that they're trying to portray. And everything becomes about how you made me look. Because how you make us look, or make me look, is more important. Is more important than the reality of who we are. And we'll allow the reality of who we are, a husband and a wife. The reality is their marriage is messed up. But because image sake, because image is the God of our throne, which is our mind, We'll sit there and let reality die just for the sake of showing a image. This is why in the scriptures, from an ancient perspective, the only people that were your friends were who you made covenant with. They didn't take friendship lightly. They had to make sure. That's where the phrase become. Men at that time would carry pouches of salt to make to make an agreement to come together on mutual trust. So what they would do, they would come together, bring their salt together, mix their salt together as a covenant of friendship. By doing that, you're telling this person, I'll never leave you or forsake you. But Yahushua told us, don't carry salt. He said, be the salt of the earth. This is why the phrase, being worth your salt, being worth valuable enough to become covenant friends. See, we'll go work them jobs or be on the job. Person got a totally different mentality when he got, but because that person ministers to a part in you that's fun and that's funny, and you'll work together a year, 2 years, and now you calling this person a friend. They don't believe what you believe. They don't go the route that you're going. But because you work together, now y'all friends. Now y'all going out to eat. Now y'all hanging out. Ain't no covenant in that. Then you want to get mad when you find out this person that said something about your work ethic. Or they done took something that you said off a job and spread it around the job. Now you looking crazy. You hurt. But you ain't do no investigation. You ain't watched their patterns. The only people that can hurt you is who you allow in your house. And what I mean by that, your spiritual house. But you got to realize, you gonna get hurt. And that hurt is a lesson. Not a lesson of bitterness and unforgiveness and resentment, but a lesson of, I did not acknowledge Yahuwah in all my ways. I did not allow Yahuwah to guide me before I got into this relationship. Before you showed me you're worth your salt. Especially when it comes to marriage. You got to be very detailed, very intentional to see the patterns of a person. To already show a standard. Now, knowing this, you got to know the difference between a moment and a pattern. You're not going to be in no relationship or no marriage and don't have a moment of hurt. Because that's how you can hurt each other based on not really being vulnerable with each other. If you're not been vulnerable, just letting your secrets be known to your spouse. So they can understand why the behavior that you have. Our focus can't just be on what our spouse is doing, or what they continue to do, but it has to be on the why. Why? What happened to you? There's always an effect because of a cause. You can't keep showing me that behavior and tell me what, I'm just sorry, I don't know what happened. No. This comes from somewhere because it's continuous. This anger, this resentment, this flip mouth, smart out the mouth, sharp cutting each other. It comes from somewhere. This dominating, wanting to dominate a woman's personality. It comes from somewhere. What happened to you? That want to not be affectionate. That come from somewhere. What happened to you? So a lot of times, first in a marriage or in a relationship, you hurt each other because nobody has been vulnerable. We are not, like it says in Bereshit chapter 2, naked and not ashamed. And we can't be willing to hold hurt that it blinds us to the changes that our spouses are making. But we still got a level of resentment and bitterness that we kind of want to hold on because it guards us, because you keep forgiving without parameters, without putting boundaries in place, without saying this is the plan on how this is not going to happen again. This is how we're going to handle this situation. This is how we're going to handle this circumstance. This is what we agree upon to make sure that neither one of us do nothing to cause this type of shame or this type of pain. Healing always comes with boundaries, parameters, and a plan. I'm going to say that again. Healing comes with boundaries, parameters. Oh, let me say this. A type of reparations and a plan. Reparations is, what are you going to offer because of this injustice? But all of these things is imperative. So you don't keep a cycle of you just forgiving each other and there's no, you just want to get back to normality, that you open yourself to continue to get hurt. You open yourself to continue to wounds of rejection, because some of us ain't dealt with rejection. And some of us are closed houses because of fear of rejection, because it reminds us of what we've been through. But again, you got to know the difference between a moment and patterns. And you have to know seasons. Let me explain that. I say healing comes with boundaries, reparation, and parameters. I like that. That's right. I need to put that word in there. Let me rephrase it. Healing comes with accountability, boundaries, parameters, and reparations. All that stuff, pretty much the same thing. There got to be accountability in there. You can't move on as if you didn't do nothing. It can't be everybody's fault but yours. You can't have always the mindset to leave a circumstance or a situation, and that's just your MO, running rather than facing stuff. Your MO is to run, and you'll run from everything in life rather than to confront. Con means with, front means in face of. You won't meet a person face to face with the goal of reconciliation. That has to be your goal. When you're confronting a circumstance or situation, the goal has to be reconciliation. But you got to be precise and assertive about your outcome. That's why when you get hurt, you got to ask yourself first, why am I hurt? The next question is, what did this remind me of? Is this a trigger? Why am I hurt? Did this trigger something based on my past that I ain't healed from? And number 3, can we recover? Can I recover from this? But you have to understand, number one, our history. So you can learn how to discipline your pain, discipline your disappointment. Understand that we are all in a nation in survival mode through that passed down to the generations. I know that this person goal is not to continuously hurt me. Now, if you find that out and it be true, then you need to sever that relationship. If you feel like the goal is to continuously hurt you, now it's a difference between what real hurt is, and that got to be defined. Because somebody telling you the truth, and it's truth about how you've been, can't be hurt. If a leader come tell you about yourself and about your pattern, you can't take that as they hurt me. Because is it true? Is it honest? Is it my pattern? But I'm going to discipline the interpretation of my hurt. I'm going to also understand what we've been through as a people. And that means you got to think outside of yourself. And then I'm going to take time before I confront the situation. Because that means that I need to take time with the Ruach so the Ruach can show and reveal and help me with this. My response got to be to the Ruach, to the Ruach HaKodesh. How can I still be Kodesh in this? You can't always just go straight and confront someone in the heat of the moment, because you both going to be coming from a base nature. And the Ruach going to show you if you will listen. Now I got to see if something is a moment or if it is a pattern that's continuous. Because sometimes we have moments where we mess up. And when there's a moment is forgivable, man. It's like, listen, I know you didn't mean to do that. I know I don't want to misinterpret, because I know that my spouse wouldn't do nothing with the intention of hurting me. So this had to be a misunderstanding. This had to be where they had a moment. Maybe they had a lot of pressure on themselves from the job. Maybe they had a lot of pressure that they brought home. Maybe my wife is pregnant. Maybe my husband working 2 jobs. Maybe one of our spouse's parents is real sick or something like that, and they under intense pressure and they have moments that's outside of their character. They say something without thinking, and it caused hurt at the time, but it can be redeemed. Now, when it's something that's a pattern, I gotta pay close attention to that. Because my moments shouldn't be continuous if we got accountability there, if we got parameters and boundaries there, and we got a plan there. Then I have no reason to continue to do the same thing. Now, if that happens, then we got a whole nother situation. We got somebody, if they're continuously doing this and you see it's on purpose, now we got an issue then. And you got to see if this relationship even valuable. And this is where you got to seek guidance, where you got to seek help, where you got to seek accountability to leadership or somebody that's in your life that can speak to both of your situations. Now, it's different when somebody trying to get healed, trying to get deliverance, and they messing up. But then any normal person that's not filled with demons are to not want to hurt you the same way. I don't care if they're in the truth or not. If they love you, they should want to hurt you in the same way continuously throughout this relationship. Then I got a problem. Then it is going to be hard to trust. And trust comes with boundaries. And that's why I can't keep saying that enough. But if a person keep violating that boundary with no accountability, then I need to figure out if you really value this relationship, if you really value me, if you really even love Yahuwah. Because Yahuwah would not allow that to happen. Now, if I find out my spouse got a mental disorder or something like that, then okay, that's different. Because some people do need some people do need a type of medicine. Because you can cast all the demons out of people, and I done it and I know it. But them demons, they do destruction in areas of people's brain, their mind. And you'll get the demon out, but that aspect of their brain will be destroyed or tampered with or messed with. And they might need something from natural to fix that part. And I'm becoming more and more open to the reality of that. Now my full focus is the Ruach HaKodesh. You ain't taking no pills, you ain't taking nothing. Ruach coming in and heal all things, but some people ain't dealt with it. They ain't got that type of relationship with the Ruach. But this is what I'm saying, man. You have to, because when you put instructions in place, it will raise up the rebels. It'll show who really love Yahuwah and who really don't. And when you find out your spouse don't love Yahuwah, your brother don't love Yahuwah, not by what they say, but by their actions. Because if they're covenant breakers or truce breakers, then you might have a narcissist at your table. And then listen, I don't know what to tell you on that one. You got one, you living with one. The first thing you do, with this, you do everything you're supposed to do as a spouse or as a friend, but with boundaries in your response to the Most High. But you got to hold down to high levels of accountability. And some situations don't change until you change. Sometimes you have to change and quit waiting on somebody else to change so the situation won't affect you the same way. If I change my expectation of you, if I change and I start seeing you by what you show me now, then I got to change. I'd be a fool to stay the same and keep getting abused. And abuse is nothing but the word abnormal use. This is abnormal use of who I am. So I have to change to protect myself while leaning on Yahuwah. But I'm going to really teach you how to treat me, though. You're going to learn. And it's going to be all still through what the Ruach HaKodesh told. You can't treat Yahushua any kind of way. You can't talk to him any kind of way. You can't live in any kind of way and stay under his graces. You can do Jesus. You do Jesus all day long, any kind of way. He'll accept everything and everybody, but not Yahushua. Not Adonai. Not Melech Kabod. You seen what he did to us as a people when we showed him that we was narcissists, sinners in captivity. Still loved us, still prayed for us, still, did all that type of stuff. But listen, Yahushua don't accept anything. He don't accept any type of way to approach him. You can't feel his presence when you know you've been doing crazy stuff and disrespect and grieving the Ruach HaKodesh and showing him you don't want him and turning your face away from him. He'll turn his face away from you. So when I get hurt, I need to first understand that we are hurting survival-minded people. Secondly, I need to understand, why did this hurt me? Did it trigger something in my past? Is it something that I'm not healed from? Did it remind me of something? Or did this break a covenant standard that we had, that we both agreed to and put in place? And then I need to have a time of separation, even if it's for a few hours, so I can spend time with the Ruach HaKodesh, so he can help me discipline how I'm feeling. And the Ruach HaKodesh will give me, he'll first remind me of how many inconsistent things, how many times I hurt Yahusha. So he can help me understand that I can't hold this. But he'll give me a plan of reconciliation. Now, trust is only built where trust is only earned. And let me say this. I might want to write this down. Trust is only earned when loyalty is returned. Trust is only earned when loyalty is returned. And the first loyalty I want to see above all things, not to me, I want to see your loyalty to Yahusha. Because I can't trust you, but I can trust your relationship of what you showed me, how loyal you are to Yahusha. I can rest in that. I can believe that. But if I see you ain't got no loyalty to Yahusha, when you get mad, it's all about you. When you get upset, it's all about you. You can't control your mouth. When your feelings hurt, it's all about you. Everything is about you, and you have no loyalty to Yahusha, but you got more loyalty to yourself. I'm looking and I'm setting myself up to get hurt. I'm setting myself up to have trouble. Because the only loyalty you have is to your own survival. And when I see that, like Shaul says, in the end days there'll be perilous times. And he named all the type of people. He was just describing a a narcissist. Name all the people, and at the end, this is what he said. To such turn away. That's always my gauge. I want to see how loyal you are to the Most High. And then to yourself. Another thing, if I see a person can't manage long-term relationships, that means they constantly start over. And the long-term relationship is not based off transactional performances. This is what you do for me, and this is what I do for you. If I do this for you, then I expect this, this, and that. No, long-term relationship is just off genuinely loving each other. That means that you can be relatable. That means that you are a covenantal friend, because you have not just seasons, but you have a long-term relationship to show that you're a trustworthy person. Not that you always start in a new image. And if you ever just go look at your pattern, or let somebody else tell you your pattern, that show you what type of person you are. But I look for loyalty. Loyalty to Yahusha, loyalty to his purposes, and loyalty to who I am to you. And it's different between a peer and then somebody that I'm raising up as a student, as a son or daughter, spiritually. All right, so I hope some of that helped. It's a lot. It's a lot to that. It's a lot to that. As far as getting over that, and I done did teachings on that. If you go back and look at teachings that I did on conquering oneself, how to overcome the wound of rejection. I got a lot of the stuff in there and principles that'll help you on overcoming hurt. But this is what you don't do. You don't go and store hurt to be able to bring it out as an advantage, to give you an advantage when somebody is holding you accountable. That's evil. Because that means you're weaponizing experiences for your own benefit, so you don't experience the shame of your actions. So you don't handle criticism. If your husband try to bring you something, you always have something to go back and say when this was done, when that was done, or vice versa with your wife. The goal has to be reconciliation and the future. The future. When the future is in mind, we don't hold on to the past. But we can't be this other caveat to that. You can't be so ready to move forward that you just so forgetful about what you did and have no remorse for it. You just ready to move on and make everything normal again. And you don't live by being remorseful for your sins of what you committed against the Most High and then against your spouse or your friend. You reason it out your mind because you hate feeling shame. You hate feeling guilt, so you hurry up and find a way to deflect it, to blame shift it, to get it off you, because shame and guilt crushes you. But you have to let shame and guilt rest for a while so you can see how that feel, so you won't do nobody else like that again. I hope we helped y'all. Okay, Mario said extremely helpful. Chief Malek, $2. Praise Yahusha. Praise Yahusha. Praise Yahusha. Praise Yahusha. Glad that we was able to say something to answer your question and minister to you. I hope that y'all can take these things. My main thing is to give you stuff that's practical, that you can live out, that you can actually practice. So that's continual growth. Oh, I forgot to say this. I forgot to say this about seasons. I'm gonna say this in a bit. That's another thing. You listen. You mature, man. You grow. So when you realize that the same woman that you were in the beginning of the relationship, the same man that you were in the beginning of the relationship, it's not that same person. So you might grow to another level of maturity, right? And both of y'all in another season because you're older, you got children, all of these things happening. So new stuff might hurt you because you're a different person now. But you can't be one that wears emotions on their sleeves, that you always hurt by something always hurt your feelings. You can't be like that, man. You can't be, come on. You gotta be mature. You gotta be, but you gotta take that factor in mind too. So that's that. Hopefully we said something that ministers to you. Hopefully you can get that. And the main thing to always consider, even in marriage, and I say this all the time, a man, when you search out why, and I'm gonna give y'all the foundation of men and women pretty much about what anger stands. Anytime with a man, that's why you gotta understand how we made. If we're upset about anything, it's gonna always first deal in the root of disrespect. You got to know that. When this is your man, you got to exemplify respecting him, because when you got a real man, let me say it like that, you got a real man. Like some of these dudes just emotional little women because they've been raised by mamas or been mamaed so much. But it's going to be somewhere in there that you disrespected him and it caused him to get quiet. And that's why you got to know your man's spirit. You need to understand when his spirit has shifted, when something happened. If he's not himself, if he go in quiet mode or he start moving a certain way, you ought to well, better than just not even his spirit, his energy. You got to know when your husband or your spouse or your friend, well, I say husband or spouse, right? You got to know when their energy shifts. Something that had don't keep going like everything all right. And all of a sudden he gives you short answers, or he don't hardly want to look at. Another thing, when a man is upset, he don't really want to look at you. So he'll say stuff in a looking away perspective, but you got to realize some energy that shifted somewhere. Just let you know if you want it or no. Most men to tell you what I'm talking about is true. And the thing about a woman, when she's upset, is because you have been insensitive to her emotionally. She desires you to be sensitive to her emotional needs. What she desires. When she feel like you don't care, when she feel like that you just irresponsible when it comes to how she feels, that's where she get hurt. That's why you have to be, she was created that way. That's why you have to be sensitive to her. You can't treat her like one of the homeboys, a man. You have to be attentive and sensitive to her emotionally. Everything about her is going to be about how she felt. So you're gonna deal with that. So you got to do that. Now, with both of that, it's the levels of immaturity. After a while, everything can't be about how you felt. Stuff got to be about, okay, well, what did the Ruach say about that? If I feel disrespect, okay, what did the Ruach say? Can I stand on my disrespect based off the scriptures? Can I stand on my emotional feelings based off what the scripture says, based off the Ruach? But just from a base nature, it's going to be somewhere in there. And you have to understand the difference between somebody really feeling like that based off something you did, or if somebody being tactical and they trying to control you. Because even though both of those things, what I said is true, both of it can be a level of, I just want to control you and I want to weaponize my anger as far as from a man perspective, by being disrespected. Because anyway, that's a whole nother thing. And weaponize my emotions for non-accountability. So now a man can bring you something about what he feel disrespected about, but then you make the whole thing about you because of you say, well, it's what you said, how what you said made me feel, rather than let's get at what happened. All right, that's enough. That's enough. Hope y'all got some gems out of this stuff. Praise Yahushua. Praise Yahushua. All right, anyway. Uh, again, just some announcements. Um, we do have Feast of Dedication that's going to come up. Partners, if you want to visit any of the assemblies for Feast of Dedication, you would email the national email, rebirthnational.info@gmail.com. I think that's what it is. Rebirthnational.info@gmail.com. If you want to visit any of the assemblies for what you call it, for Feast of Dedication. Oh, it's info.rebirthnational. My bad, I had it wrong. info.rebirthnational. Let me say that two more times. It's info.rebirthnational@gmail.com. Also, again, Selah, the Young Ox Selah album is out called Ride With Me. It's on all platforms. I play one of the songs again so you can see it. If you haven't seen it, go get the album. Also, during Black History Month, February the 16th, that's a Yom Rishon, that's a Sunday. We want all the nation to come out. We want everybody. You invite everybody out. We're doing something for Black History, but it's going to be Reclaiming the Throne soundtrack. Man, and when I'm telling you, it's going to be a powerful theoretical experience where there's going to be on every song, there'll be dance, there'll be cultural dancing, there'll be like skits, songs. It's a listening party on steroids, but it's actually an experience, a theater experience also too. Now, it ain't gonna be no musical because I don't really like musicals, but it'll kind of put you in that realm. But you'll be able to hear every song, but it'll be based on our 400 year. It'll be spoken word, all of that. But it'll be a fashion show. One of the designers is going to come with Hebrew garments. So you can be able to look at these things and see what's available, see what can be customly made for you. But that'll be in Augusta, Georgia, and you'll have all the information on that. But we're looking for everybody to come and for us to, man, I think that theater set over 1,000 some people, and we want to fill that thing up because it's gonna be huge. But this will be the music soundtrack to Reclaiming the Throne, and that'll be in Augusta, Georgia. And it's February the 18th. I had that wrong. February the 18th. So how many of y'all think y'all gonna try to come to it? I hope everybody that's watching, there's 207 people on here. How many of y'all coming? And this won't only just be open for the partners, it'll be open for everybody and anybody that desire to come. It's going to be on the college campus, Augusta University campus. So anybody can come. Do y'all need volunteers? No, we won't need volunteers, but you can come. We will have a discount in the tickets for the partners. We have a discount in the tickets, and you will be able to get your ticket early before we put it out nationally to the world, you better get your tickets and secure your seat, because it will be possibly sold out. And because of the fire marshal, you won't be able to have like standing room like that. So we want to make sure that the partners get in with a discount and a early sign up. Will we have it on live? Yeah, we'll see. A lot of times we try not to do those events live because some always go wrong with the live and it be looking crazy and it take away from the experience. So we'll rather have everybody try to make the sacrifice and come. All right, well, love y'all. That's all the announcements too. Love y'all, and there will be a video coming up probably within this week that kind of explains everything that's going to be going on. So we're going to want you to spread that once the video hit the YouTube page, spread it all over social media. All right, love y'all, and we'll see y'all soon.
Walking on water, got me floating, got me walking with you. I ain't joking, I ain't joking. Looking all the ways when I step up in the ocean. Walking with the ancient days, cause I'm chosen. Got me walking on water, got me floating, got me walking with you. I ain't joking, I ain't joking. Rebuking all the ways when I step up in the ocean. The ancient of days, cause I'm chosen. Got me walking on water, got me floating, got me walking with you. I ain't joking, I ain't joking. Rebuking all the ways when I step up in the ocean. Walking with the ancient days, cause I'm chosen. Got me walking on water, got me floating, got me walking with you. I ain't joking, I ain't joking. Rebuking all the ways when I step up in the ocean. They ancient of days, cause I'm chosen. Yeah, I'm chosen, so I'm walking on water. Gotta have faith, cause it'll take you farther. Man, don't bother. If you got little faith, oh little faith. When my father said that, I holler. Got me walking like a child in his truth, like a toddler. Yeah, that rock on my side. Oh yeah, that's my father. Put it 10 toes down, but I gotta go harder. I made it up in his truth, just like a Sharpie mark. The wicked time done, but I guess they had no sneaking fire from the lake. But it came my sapphire blue. Yeah, we Hebrew nation builders, so we gotta stay true. So if you rock with me, then I am rocking with you. I'm watching, so I told him what to do. Blessings thrown up in the shop, I ain't got nothing to lose. So tell me why you tempting the right, tempting the crew. Get from round here, cause my Abba didn't raise no fool. So sit back and relax, till the devil fall back, and just turn up the track. Like this and like that. Real blue, got the fringes, got the garment, got the hat. I keep the Z's hanging low, with the shoes to match. Real kings, real priests, say what up, give him that. Malek you, I give you honors where you at. Let me kneel to the king, you the head, you the hat. Got me dancing like David when we bring the ark back. Keep the can clean, yeah, cause my Abba like that. Turn the fathers to the sons, and the sons are turning back. Let's turn up the truth, cause we on the right track. I know you can't help but just move, because the Ruach is back. That's why that funky beat make you just move. Floating on water, party, now watch me groove. So Hebrew slide with your eye, and your coat too. Cause when the righteous get together, you know what we do. Walking on water, got me floating, got me walking with you. I ain't joking, I ain't joking. Looking all the ways when I step up in the ocean. Walking with the ancient days, cause I'm chosen. Got me walking on water, got me floating, got me walking with you. I ain't joking, I ain't joking. Rebuking all the ways when I step up in the ocean. The ancient of days, cause I'm chosen. Got me floating, I ain't joking, I ain't joking. Looking all the ways.